They told you all Libras were the same keepers of balance, lovers of beauty, peacemakers of the Zodiac, but they lied. Because hidden within the scales is a fracture no one speaks of. A fracture between September-born Libras and October-born Libras, two faces of the same sign, but walking entirely different destinies. September Libras are forged in the last embers of Virgo's discipline, measured, sharpened, tested by duty. October Libras are baptized in the storm waters of Scorpio's shadow, intense, magnetic, haunted by transformation. And though they carry the same name, they do not carry the same prophecy. This secret is why some Libras rise and others fall, why some find harmony while others drown in chaos. And if you are watching this, the message is clear. The truth is reaching for you now. Type "I claim my Libra power" in the comments to seal this message into your life. Now, let us begin. Most people believe astrology is simple: 12 signs, 12 boxes, 12 personalities. But what they don't know is that the soul does not fit neatly into boxes. It spills, it bleeds, it carries the imprint of time itself. And nowhere is this more evident than in Libra, the only zodiac sign ruled not by an animal or a mythic figure, but by a symbol, the scales. Yet here lies the first shock: the scales do not weigh the same in September as they do in October. In September, the Libra soul leans toward the Virgo cusp, sharpened by Mercury's logic. These Libras carry the weight of responsibility, always seeking order, clarity, and justice in a world that rarely plays fair. They are the truth seekers, the ones who sense lies in silence, the ones who feel restless until balance is restored. But October Libras, they are born closer to the Scorpion's edge, under the shadow of Pluto and Mars. Their scales do not rest in the daylight, they rest in twilight, where passion, power, and transformation lurk. These Libras crave connection so deeply that it burns. They are magnetic, dangerous, enchanting, often accused of being too much because their aura cannot be contained. And this is the revelation no one told you. Libras are not one story. They are two. September Libras live with the weight of perfection. October Libras live with the fire of transformation. Each one feels misunderstood, even by other Libras, because their path of balance is not the same. But here is the real danger. When a Libra doesn't know which current they belong to, they can drown in confusion, living half a life, never understanding why they feel split in two. September Libras may punish themselves for not being flawless. October Libras may destroy themselves for not being powerful enough. This is why the prophecy matters. Because the universe does not want you broken by your scales, it wants you awakened by them. And the awakening begins by naming the fracture, by knowing which Libra you truly are. Yet this revelation is only the first crack in the surface. For hidden beneath the months themselves is a season of trials that no Libra escapes. And that hidden season is where the true test begins. Every soul born under Libra's sign must walk through a secret passage, an invisible corridor of tests that shape their destiny. This passage is the hidden season, a spiritual initiation that September Libras and October Libras endure in very different ways. It is where the outer beauty of Libra gives way to the inner struggle no one sees. For September Libras, the hidden season feels like a constant weighing of the self. They are forged in the Virgoan fire of responsibility, and so their secret trial is the relentless pursuit of perfection. Even as children, they feel watched by an invisible judge, pressured to make the right choice, pressured to appear composed, pressured to live up to expectations that others can never quite define. Their hidden season is one of invisible labor, carrying the burden of harmony for everyone else, while silently wondering, who will carry harmony for me? They endure tests of clarity, tests of conscience, tests of silence. A September Libra will often sacrifice their own needs to maintain peace, and yet when the silence falls, they are the ones left questioning, was I truly fair, or did I betray myself to protect others? Their hidden season is about learning to balance truth with kindness, logic with compassion. And this season lasts until they finally realize perfection is not balance, it is bondage. For October, Libras, the hidden season takes a different form. Theirs is not a trial of silence, but a trial of fire. Born closer to Scorpio's domain, they are called into the depths of passion, magnetism, and transformation. Their secret initiation is learning how to wield their power without being consumed by it. October, Libras are often tested by relationships, intense, consuming karmic connections that shake their foundations. They are drawn into love that feels fated, into conflicts that feel larger than life, into moments where they must decide, do I surrender my power or do I claim it? Their hidden season is one of seduction and shadow. They may be accused of manipulation, or they may feel haunted by people who seek to control them. Where September Libras wrestle with an inner judge, October Libras wrestle with an outer mirror, people who reflect back their deepest desires and darkest fears. Their path is not about perfection, but about transformation, learning to burn without turning to ash, learning to love without losing themselves. And here lies the paradox: both September and October, Libras are tested in ways invisible to others. To the outside world, they appear graceful, charming, and composed. But inside, the hidden season is grueling. It is the crucible that forges their true strength, though the scars it leaves are often unseen. What most people never understand is that these struggles are not random. They are scripted in the stars themselves. The months only reveal the doorway, but the planets hold the keys. And when the cosmic forces are revealed, the full weight of destiny comes crashing in. To truly understand why September Libras and October Libras live such different lives, we must step beyond the calendar into the sky itself, into the great machinery of planets, archetypes, and myth. Because it is not just the month of birth that shapes a Libra's soul, it is the rulers of heaven whispering into their being. September Libras are tethered to the last rays of Virgo's dominion. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of thought, communication, and precision. This is why September Libras carry such a sharp inner voice, why they analyze everything, why their scales are tuned to detail. They are heirs of Mercury's gift, clarity of thought, keen discernment, the ability to cut through confusion like a blade. But that gift comes with a cost. Mercury never rests. It chatters, questions, criticizes. Thus, September Libras often feel restless, pulled into endless debates within themselves, seeking the perfect answer that never quite arrives. October Libras, however, are ruled by the shadows of Venus, intertwined with Pluto and Mars. Venus is Libra's primary ruler, yes, but as the sun marches deeper into October, the Scorpion's influence approaches, and the underworld planets lean closer. October Libras inherit Venus's magnetism, but Pluto's depth and Mars's fire darken the edges. Their love is not gentle, it is fated. Their scales are not just about fairness, they are about transformation. These Libras are drawn into the undercurrents of passion, mystery, and rebirth. While September Libras seek clarity, October Libras seek intensity. Picture it this way: September Libras are like crystal water, transparent, seeking to remain pure, desiring to reflect truth. October Libras are like storm-tossed oceans, mysterious, powerful, containing treasures at the bottom, but also capable of dragging ships into the abyss. And here is the cosmic irony. Both sets of Libras are searching for balance, but the scales they carry are not weighed by the same metals. September's are scales of silver measuring detail, fairness, order. October's are scales of iron measuring passion, justice, transformation. This is why two Libras can sit side by side and live completely different lives. One seems steady, reliable, logical, almost perfectionistic. The other burns with charisma, intensity, and drama, changing the energy of any room they enter. Both are Libras, both are scales, but the planets have branded them with different destinies. And the stars are not done yet, for when Mercury, Venus, Pluto, and Mars weave their influence together, they create a prophecy, a cycle of delay, of waiting, of preparation. September Libras are delayed by self-judgment. October Libras by entanglement with others. Both are kept waiting at the gates of destiny until they prove themselves. But here is the good news: those delays are ending. The cosmic gears are shifting. The prophecy is ripening. The differences that once felt like burdens are about to be revealed as powers. Type "I trust my cosmic timing" in the comments if you feel this truth awakening inside you. Yet how will you know it's happening? How can you be sure the prophecy is unfolding in your life right now? The universe leaves signs, clear, undeniable signs that you cannot ignore. When the universe begins to activate a Libra's prophecy, it never arrives quietly. It leaves signs, clear, unavoidable markers that whisper to your intuition, even when the world around you pretends not to see. And these signs are different for September Libras and October Libras, yet they share one thing in common: once you notice them, you cannot go back. For September Libras, the signs are etched in patterns of thought and responsibility. The first sign: you find yourself exhausted from carrying harmony for everyone else. It feels as if you are the silent judge in every room, the one who must keep the peace, the one who must make sense of chaos. If you've noticed lately that people lean on you more than they should, this is not coincidence. It is the echo of Mercury's demand on your scales. The second sign: you are haunted by details no one else notices. You see the flaw in the plan, the lie in the words, the imbalance in the energy. And while others dismiss it, you cannot unsee it. This is not weakness, it is prophecy, sharpening your discernment. The third sign: you feel a growing impatience with your own perfectionism. The mirror that once trapped you in criticism now begins to crack. Deep down, you're starting to wonder, what if my worth was never in flawless balance? What if my worth was in daring to live imperfectly, but honestly? For October Libras, the signs ignite in passion and transformation. The first sign: relationships are shaking your soul. Old lovers, karmic ties, power struggles. They resurface not to torment you, but to push you toward reclaiming power. If connections feel more intense than usual, it is because Pluto is activating your scales. The second sign: your presence feels magnetic. People are drawn to you, sometimes in admiration, sometimes in envy, sometimes in fear. And though this attention can feel overwhelming, it is a sign that your aura is beginning to carry the weight of destiny. The third sign: shadows are surfacing. Dreams, memories, hidden desires, things you once buried, are demanding to be acknowledged. This is the underworld calling you to transform, to let the fire of Mars burn away what no longer belongs in your soul. And here lies the convergence. Whether September or October, these signs are invitations to trust what you already feel. The world may tell you you're imagining it, that you're overthinking, that you're too dramatic, but intuition does not lie. And when these signs appear, it means your prophecy is already unfolding. This is why doubt feels heavier now. This is why your inner voice grows louder. The scales are shifting not against you, but for you. But before destiny can complete its work, something must break. The illusion must shatter. The reversal must begin. And that awakening will change everything. Every prophecy reaches a breaking point, the moment when the hidden struggle can no longer remain hidden, when the scales shatter under the weight of illusion, and a new balance emerges. For Libras, this is the awakening, and it does not arrive gently. It arrives as reversal. For September Libras, the awakening begins when the inner judge finally loses its power. After years of holding yourself hostage to impossible standards, there comes a moment when you realize the pursuit of perfection was never balance, it was chains. And in that moment, something inside you breaks open. Instead of striving endlessly for flawless harmony, you begin to embrace authenticity. The reversal for you is this: no longer the servant of balance, but the master of it. What once felt like a cage of constant judgment transforms into a gift of discernment used not to punish yourself, but to protect your peace. You stop asking, "Am I enough?" and you begin declaring, "I am enough. Therefore, balance must meet me where I stand." This is liberation. This is your birthright. For October, Libras, the awakening is forged in fire. After years of karmic entanglements, power struggles, and consuming relationships, there comes a moment when you finally see the truth. You are not here to be controlled, nor to lose yourself in another's shadow. The reversal is this: you become the wielder of your own passion, rather than its prisoner. The magnetic aura that once drew chaos now becomes a force of destiny, drawing only what is aligned with your transformation. No longer asking, "Who will choose me?" you begin declaring, "I choose myself." And in that choice, my true allies appear. This is empowerment. This is reclamation. And here lies the deeper truth. The awakening of both September and October Libras is not just personal, it is archetypal. It is the fulfillment of the scales themselves. For when the inner judge is silenced and the outer shadows are reclaimed, Libra finally embodies its divine role. Not the peacekeeper, not the people pleaser, but the justice bringer. The reversal is a return to power. September Libras reclaim their clarity as wisdom. October Libras reclaim their passion as transformation. Together, they no longer bend under the weight of imbalance. They rise above it, setting the standard for what true harmony looks like. And destiny does not allow this awakening without reward. For when the reversal is complete, the inheritance arrives. And that inheritance is destiny fulfilled. There comes a moment when prophecy is no longer a whisper, no longer a test, no longer a delay. It becomes fulfillment. For Libras, that moment is not in some distant horizon. It is here now, unfolding through the awakening we have spoken of. The scales have tipped, the reversal has taken place, and destiny stands waiting with open hands. For September, Libra's destiny fulfilled looks like wisdom, sharpened into purpose. The clarity that once tormented you with endless analysis becomes your greatest inheritance. You are no longer the one questioning your worth. You are the one others turn to for guidance, truth, and balance. Your gift is discernment, and when wielded with compassion, it becomes a light for the world. You inherit the role of the wise judge, not the self-punishing critic. This is the legacy Mercury prepared you for, to speak words that cut through illusion, to bring harmony not through perfection, but through truth. For October, Libras, destiny fulfilled is transformation embodied. The intensity that once consumed you becomes your fire of creation. You are no longer ensnared in power struggles. You are the one who transforms environments, relationships, even entire communities, simply by walking in your reclaimed strength. Your gift is magnetism, not as manipulation, but as destiny's call. You inherit the role of the alchemist, the one who turns shadow into gold. This is the legacy Pluto and Mars prepared you for, to rise from fire unburned, to lead others through the depths, to embody the beauty of rebirth. Together, September and October, Libras complete the full circle of Libra's prophecy. One brings the wisdom of clarity, the other, the fire of transformation. One teaches the world that peace cannot come from lies, the other that passion cannot be feared. When combined, they reveal the true essence of Libra balance, not as a static state, but as a living, breathing dance between light and shadow, truth and desire, order and chaos. And here lies the greatest shock of all: the differences between September and October Libras were never meant to divide them. They were meant to complete the story of balance itself. Two halves of one symbol, two destinies that mirror the eternal truth. Harmony is only real when it holds both wisdom and fire. This is the inheritance of every Libra, whether September or October. And if you are watching this now, it means destiny has called you to remember who you are. The struggle was never for nothing. The delays were never punishment. They were preparation. Type, "I rise in my Libra destiny," in the comments to seal this prophecy in your soul. The scales are set. The awakening is complete. The prophecy is fulfilled, and destiny, your destiny cannot be undone. Balance has found you, and now the world will never forget your name.